Okay, so our next topic is impulse momentum equation. Now, the momentum principle, as we already know, we have already studied in engineering mechanics. Momentum principle says that the total impulse acting on any body is equal to the resulting change in momentum of that body. Total impulse acting on any body is equal to the resulting change in momentum of that body. Okay, we know from second law, from Newton's second law, total F net force is equal to rate of change of momentum. This is Newton's second law, as we all know, rate of change of momentum. Okay, further this can be written as what? Fx into dt is equal to d of m or d of mx, change of momentum in x direction. Okay, this Fx into dt is nothing but impulse force. Impulse is nothing but the very large force which is acted for a very small time. Okay, so this Fx into dt, this Fx into dt is impulse, and this dmx is change of momentum, change in momentum. Okay, so you can say this f dt is equal to d of m, and what is this momentum? Momentum, as we know, is m into v, mass into velocity. Okay, so this f dt is equal to d mv. Getting this now? Okay, now steady flow energy momentum equation says, suppose we are having a pipeline. The inlet velocity is here is v1 and outlet velocity here is v2. Okay, so from momentum principle, okay, dfx is equal to d of m into v. Okay, this m mass can be written as volume into density. Okay, or you can say density into discharge dq into change in velocity v2x minus v1x, okay, in x direction. Getting this? Therefore, total x direction impulse will be equal to rho into q into v2x minus v1x. Similarly, in y direction it will be rho q v2y minus v1y. In z direction, summation of fz is equal to rho q v2z minus v1z. Okay, this is nothing but the momentum principle. Getting this or not? Okay, that means the total impulse acting on any body is equal to the total change in momentum of that body. Okay, now here we are assuming that the velocity is uniformly distributed. Velocity throughout the cross section is distributed uniformly, but in actual case, as we know, that velocity is never distributed uniformly. So for that we will use a correction factor, as we used in the in previous lecture also. If you remember, we used the correction factor. Okay, so we assume that the velocity distribution is uniform, like this. This was our assumption. But in actual case, the velocity distribution is not uniform, it is like this. This is our actual velocity distribution. Okay, so in order to account for this change in velocity throughout the cross section, we introduced a correction factor. Okay, that is known as momentum correction factor, beta. Okay, this is due to non-uniformity of the velocity distribution throughout the cross section, and this beta is equal to 1 by av square integration of small v square into dA. Getting this? Okay, further this can be written as what? This will be integration of v square small v square dA into 1 by a divided by capital V square. Okay, now what is this small v? Small v is nothing but local velocity, and this capital V is nothing but the average velocity. Okay, so this capital V is nothing but square of average velocity, and this 1 by a integration of v square dA is nothing but average of square of local velocities. Okay, we have already discussed this. And one thing also I told you, that this average of square is always greater than the square of average. The average of square is always greater than the square of average. In previous case we discussed, it was the cube there. Okay, so mathematically this term average of a square will be greater than the square of average. Okay, therefore this beta should always be greater than 1. Clear or not? Okay, so this beta is greater than 1. For laminar flow, Okay, this beta will have more value for laminar flow because that is more likely to follow this curve. Laminar flow is more likely to follow this curve. Turbulent flow is more or less like this curve, okay, as we have already discussed. So for laminar flow, this beta is equal to 4/3. Okay, you should remember these values. And for turbulent flow, this beta varies from 1.01 to 1.05. Okay, so this is nothing but the momentum correction factor. Getting this now? Okay, next is the impact of jets striking the plates. Impact of jets striking the plate. Now, before actually getting into this impact of jets striking the plate, we will first look into certain assumptions. Okay, so the assumptions says, the very first assumption says that the air resistance is neglected. We are neglecting the air resistance. Neglected. Okay, second assumption says that the friction between the jet and the plate is also neglected. Okay, first air resistance is neglected, second friction between jet and plate is also neglected, and both these assumptions implies that whatever velocity we are getting at the entry of the nozzle, the same velocity will remain up to the point where it strikes the plate. Okay, that means if the velocity at this particular point, that means the velocity of the jet leaving this nozzle is suppose v, and because air resistance is neglected and the friction between the jet and the plate is also neglected, that means the velocity with which this jet strikes this plate is also v. There will be no change in such velocities. Getting this? Okay, so these are the assumptions we are considering. Now we will consider the first case, that is the horizontal jet striking the vertical plate. So case 1 is horizontal jet striking the vertical plate. Okay. Getting this? Okay, so we have a nozzle through which the jet is released with a velocity suppose v, and it is striking a vertical plate, or I should say the first case is of stationary vertical plate. I should write it as striking stationary vertical plate. Okay, so initially this plate is stationary vertical plate. Okay, that means the velocity of this plate is 0. Suppose the velocity of plate is u, and in this case this plate velocity is 0. Velocity of jet is v and the plate velocity is 0. Getting this or not? Okay, now the force exerted by the jet on the plate. What will be the force exerted by jet on the plate? Let F be the force exerted by jet on plate. Okay, now what will be the force exerted? Okay, so force, as I told you, is nothing but rho into q into change in velocity v minus u. Okay, we have already discussed this. This force, total force exerted, is equal to rho q into change in velocity. Okay, total change in momentum. Okay, so this is rho q into v minus u. Now why am I saying this v minus u? Because initial velocity of this jet is the velocity v, and final velocity of this jet will be whatever be the velocity of the plate, that will be the final velocity. Here in this case u is equal to 0, and because the plate finally is stationary, so final velocity in this direction will be 0, final velocity of jet in x direction will be 0. Getting this not? That means this force is equal to rho q into v minus 0. Getting this not? First thing. Now this q can be further, q is what? Discharge, and this discharge q can be further written as a into v, area of cross section of the jet, okay, into the velocity, that is nothing but discharge, meter cube per second. Getting this? Okay, so this can be further written as rho a v into v, so this will be rho a v square. This is nothing but the total force acting on the vertical stationary plate. Now what will be the work done per second or power developed by the jet on the plate? Okay, so the work done per second or power developed by the jet acting on the plate. So what will be the power developed? As we know, power will be equal to force into velocity. Okay, force into distance is work done, and distance per second is nothing but velocity. So force into velocity will give us the work done per second or power. Okay, now what will be the velocity of this plate? Okay, so total velocity of this plate is 0. Okay, so this power will be equal to 0, f into 0, which is equal to 0. Okay, so the power developed by the jet on this plate is nothing but 0, or work done developed by the jet on the plate is nothing but 0. Okay, so this is the first case, or I should say the first case of case 1, that is the horizontal jet is striking a stationary vertical plate. Okay, now we will look into the second case of this case 1, case B of the case 1, that is jet and plate both are moving in the same direction. Here the plate was stationary. Now we will consider that the jet and plate both are moving in the same direction. That means if the jet is moving in this direction, the plate will also move in this direction. Okay, so the second case, jet and plate moving in same direction. Getting this? That means now we are having a plate having velocity u, this is the jet striking the plate, and the final position of this plate will be this. This is the final position, because this plate is also moving. Okay, so the initial position is this, final position is this. Okay, and the velocity of the jet is v. What will be the net velocity? Now because this jet and plate both are moving in the same direction, so obviously the relative velocity will be v minus u. If both are moving in opposite direction, the relative velocity would have been v plus u, as we know from the concept of relative velocity. Okay, so the net velocity is nothing but v minus u. Okay, now what will be the force? So this force is equal to rho q into v minus u. Okay, now this will be equal to rho into q. What will be q? Total discharge. Now the net velocity will be considered because the jet is striking this plate and plate is also moving. Okay, so the net velocity of the jet is nothing but v minus u. Okay, so the q will be equal to a into v minus u. Getting this? Okay, so this will be a into v minus u into v minus u. Initial velocity of jet is u, final velocity of this jet is equal to the velocity of the plate, which is v. So this will be equal to rho a into v minus u whole square. This is force. Okay, so this is force acting on the plate which is moving in the direction of jet. Clear or not? Okay, now what will be the power developed? So this power is nothing but F into u. Why u? Because the plate is moving with velocity u. The displacement is that of the plate only. Okay, and the plate is moving with velocity u. Therefore, the power developed is equal to F into u. Getting this? Okay, so this is the second case in which the jet and plate are moving in the same direction. Now what if the jet and plate are moving in opposite direction? Suppose this plate is moving in opposite direction to that of the jet. That means the u is in this direction now. Okay, so obviously the relative velocity now will be equal to v plus u. The velocity will be added, both velocities are in different direction, so the relative velocity will be added. So the third case, jet and plate moving in opposite direction. That means net velocity in this case will be equal to v plus u. Okay, therefore this F will be equal to rho a into v plus u whole square. Same case, getting this, and power again will be equal to F into u. This is the power delta. Getting this now? Okay, so this is the first case when the horizontal jet is striking the stationary vertical plate. Okay, now next case when the jet is striking an inclined plate. Okay, so we will now consider case 2, when jet is striking on inclined plate. Next case is the jet striking on an inclined plane. So we are having this inclined plate as you can see, such that the jet which is coming is making an angle theta. That means the acute angle of jet with the plate is theta. The acute angle of jet with the plate is theta. Okay, so the normal the velocity of this jet is v. Okay, so the component, the normal force acting here on this plate, the normal force acting is Fn. Getting this, and the component of this velocity, the component of this velocity in the direction of this normal force, what will be the component of velocity? So velocity here is v. Okay, this angle is theta, so the component of this velocity along the plate is v cos theta. Getting this, velocity v along the plate, the angle is theta, so the component of velocity along the plate will be v cos theta, and the component of velocity perpendicular to the plate obviously will be equal to v sin theta. Okay, so the component of the velocity here is v sin theta. Getting this or not? First thing. Second thing, the discharge, total discharge here is q, and that discharge is distributed as you can see here. Suppose the discharge at this side is suppose q1 and discharge at other side is suppose q2. Total discharge q is equal to q1 plus q2. I think the figure is clear, and this is a inclined plate which is stationary. Getting this? Okay, so here the Fn, as I told you, is normal force exerted by jet on the plate. Normal force exerted. Okay, and what will be what will be this normal force Fn? Okay, so as I told you, this normal force is equal to rho into q into v minus u. Okay, now this will be equal to rho. Now what will be q? Q is nothing but a into v. The velocity is capital V. The area of cross section, whatever be the area of this jet, depending upon the area of the nozzle, opening of the nozzle, whatever be the area, so this will be equal to a into v. Okay, clear up to this point? Now v minus u. So this v is nothing but v sin theta. Okay, this v is nothing but v sin theta minus u, the final velocity, that means the jet, the velocity of this plate which is stationary, which is 0, so minus 0. So this will be equal to normal force Fn will be equal to rho a v square into sin theta. Okay, getting this or not? Normal force Fn is equal to rho a v square into sin of theta. Okay, now this normal force Fn will have two components. This normal force Fn will have two components. One is horizontal component Fnx, and second is the vertical component Fny. Okay, the angle, this angle will be theta. Okay, the angle of this jet, sorry, this angle, the angle of this Fn with horizontal is 90 minus theta. This angle is 90 minus theta, so this angle will be theta. Getting this now? Okay, so this fn x, you can say the fn x will be equal to fn sin theta. Okay, so this will be equal to rho a v square sin theta into sin theta sin square theta. This is fn x, force in the component, the x component of normal force in x direction. Okay, similarly the component of force in y direction fn y will be equal to fn cos of theta. Okay, so this will be equal to rho a v square into sin theta into cos of theta. Getting this? Okay, so this is nothing but fn x and fn y. Okay, now this q1 and q2 are the discharge towards 1 and 2, towards you can say obtuse and acute angle respectively. Okay, and as we know this q1 will be equal to q2, as we know that total q will be equal to q1 plus q2, first thing. Okay, now from momentum equation, okay, total net force in this plane, at a plane theta, in this plane, total net force in this plane. So here the force acting is rho q1 into v. Okay, rho q1 into v. Okay, change in momentum, total change in momentum we have to determine here. Okay, and total net force in this direction is 0. Okay, so here the total change in momentum is rho q1 into v. Here the change in momentum is rho q2 into v minus rho q2 into v. Getting this now? Okay, now minus, now this was because of the because this jet spreaded into two parts at q1 and q2. Okay, so this was because of this rho q1v and rho q2v. Now apart from this, there will be a horizontal there will be a component which is along this plate. One component of this velocity was perpendicular to this plate, which was v sin theta, and the force was the normal force. Now, okay, now from momentum equation, okay, now what does the momentum equation says? So the force acting in this direction was fn. Okay, now there is another component of force. Okay, there are two components of this fn. First is fn x and second is now just understand this thing, students. So here we are having the jet जो है वो इस direction में strike कर रही थी, and this was having one component perpendicular to this जिसको हमने नाम दिया fn, और उस fn की वैल्यू भी हमने निकाला rho a v square into sin theta, or you can say rho q into v sin theta. Okay, this was the component of this force in the perpendicular direction to the plate. Now there will be another component of this force which is along this plate. Okay, and that will be rho q into v cos theta. Okay, this was rho q v sin theta. एक और component जो कि इस plate के along लगेगा, that will be nothing but rho q into v cos theta. Getting this now? And that will be equal to change in momentum of this plate, change in momentum in this direction, change in momentum of flow in this direction. Okay, so what we can say from momentum equation again, so from momentum equation, okay, rho q into v cos theta, this is net force acting in this direction in the plane of the plate, in the direction of plane of plate. This will be equal to, okay, now this will be equal to first change in momentum because of this q1, which is equal to rho q1 into v, okay, minus rho q2 into v. Getting this now? So total rho qv cos theta is equal to rho q1v minus rho q2v. Okay, now further this can be written as this rho will get cancelled out, and we will get what? So this will be q1 minus q2 into v, rho will get cancelled out and v will also be cancelled out. Okay, so q1 minus q2 is equal to q cos theta, first thing. Now second thing we know, total q is equal to q1 plus q2, q distribute हो रहा है q1 q2 में, that means total q is equal to q1 plus q2. okay, or you can say this q2 is equal to q minus q1. Okay, so just put the value, you will get what, q1 minus q1 is equal to q cos of theta. Okay, or you can say this will be equal to 2q1 minus q, or you can say 2q1 is equal to q plus q cos theta, or this q1 is equal to q by 2 into 1 plus cos theta. Getting this? This is q1. Similarly, q2 you can determine, q2 will be equal to q by 2 into 1 minus cos of theta. Getting this? Okay, so the distribution we have determined, q1 is equal to q by 2 1 plus cos theta, q2 is equal to q by 2 1 plus 1 minus cos theta, where q1 is the discharge in the obtuse angle side. Very important thing, q1 is the discharge in the obtuse angle side, which is 1 plus cos theta q by 2, and q2 is the discharge in acute angle side, which is q by 2 into 1 minus cos theta. Clear or not? Okay, now the ratio q1 by q2 will be equal to 1 plus cos theta divided by 1 minus cos theta. Okay, so from here we can determine the value of q1 and q2. If we have the value of theta and we have total value q, we can determine this q1 and q1 by q2. Okay, now for example, if suppose theta is equal to 45 degree, okay, we can determine the ratio q1 by q2 is equal to 1 plus cos 45 plus upon 1 minus cos of 45. So whatever is there, if you have the value of this q, you can determine the ratio of distribution, how the total flow will be distributed in two sides, in obtuse angle and acute angle side. Okay, now I will give you one example. Now let's suppose okay, this is the question given. We are having a horizontal plate and a jet is striking such that this jet is making an angle 30 degree with the vertical. Okay, we have to determine q1 by q2, the ratio of q1 by q2 we have to determine. Okay, now we know what q1 by q2 is equal to 1 plus cos theta upon 1 minus cos theta. Okay, now what will be theta here? Very important thing. Now theta, what was theta? Theta in our case was the acute angle made by the jet with the plate, the acute angle made by jet with the plate. Okay, here theta given is with vertical, but in our formula this is not our theta. Our theta is this one, this is our theta. Okay, which is equal to 90 minus 30, which is equal to 60 degree. So in our case this theta is equal to 60 degree, because the theta is the acute angle made by the jet with the plate. Okay, so this q1 by q2 will be equal to 1 plus cos 60 divided by 1 minus cos 60, and when you solve this you will get this as 3. This will be our answer. Getting this or not? Okay. Okay, next case says jet striking symmetrical stationary curved vein at the center. Okay, so we have got the curved vein, and the angle, when I draw the tangent from these two ends, okay, I am getting total angle as 2 theta. That means this 2 theta is angle between two tangents drawn to the vein at its outlet tip. Okay, now this total force F is equal to, I will directly tell you the formula for this. Total force F is equal to rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Okay, you can directly remember this formula. F is equal to rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Okay, and here you can see from the from this formula itself, when theta is equal to 0. Okay, theta is equal to 0 means when this angle, when theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, theta is equal to 90 degree, that means when this theta is equal to 90 degree means this will be a flat plate. Okay, so this is the case for the flat plate. theta is equal to 90 degree means flat plate, and therefore this force F is equal to, this will be equal to cos of 90 is equal to 0. So this will be equal to rho a v square, and this thing we have already proved. For a flat plate, a jet is striking a flat vertical plate, total force acting is rho a v square. Getting this? Okay, so the force acting on the curved plate F is equal to rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Now few important conclusions we can draw from here. The very first conclusion says F in the curved plate is rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Okay, and for vertical plate it is rho a v square, and as we know, since rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta will always be greater than rho a v square, the value of cos theta is greater than 0. So obviously lies between 0 to 1, whatever. So obviously this term is always greater than rho a v square. Now what does this mean? This means that the force acting on the curved vane will always be greater than the force acting on the flat plate. Very important conclusion. The force acting on the curved vane is always greater than that of the force acting on the flat plate. First thing. Second thing, when theta is equal to 0 degree. Now in the same case, when theta is equal to 0 degree, okay, now what will happen? What is the meaning of this theta is equal to 0 degree? Theta is equal to 0 degree means this curved plate will be will become a semicircular plate. Okay, that means it will be like this. The curved plate will become a semicircular plate. Okay, then only the theta will be equal to 0 degree. Okay, so this is the jet is striking this plate, a semicircular plate. Okay, so in this condition, this F will be equal to rho a v square into 1 plus cos of 0, and cos of 0 is 1. So this F will be equal to 2 rho a v square. Okay, this will be the maximum value of this force. Okay, so that means, now what does this mean? The force on the flat plate was rho a v square, whereas the force on a semicircular plate is 2 times of rho a v square. It is just twice of the force that on the flat plate. And this is the reason, if you have seen the Pelton wheel turbine, the blades there is in